Welcome to Geekodrome. Geekodrome is the weekly roundtable discussion of all things geek. I am Jon, and I am joined by Stugots.
Yep. We didn't even send a tweet out about the show today.
Didn't, because...
So I guess we don't have to worry about anyone hearing me get pissed off about sitting around waiting.
We'll share the audio version when that comes out. So happy San Diego Comic-Con weekend.
Oh, it's a glorious weekend here in San Diego. It's sunny and 85 degrees. I'm in my suite up at the Hilton.
It's nothing like the rain and crap that's going on in New York right now.
No.
Glad we're out of that.
Yeah, we got a heat index of 85 today. I mean, come on, it's beautiful here in San Diego.
I almost feel bad being in the convention the whole time instead of at the pool.
Yeah. But it's air conditioned, so it's nice.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Cuts out on the BO smell.
Well, it's always fun to get shoulder to shoulder with geeks who don't shower for a week. So before we hit some of the San Diego news, there was a wedding last week. The Batman and the Catwoman, Bruce Wayne.
I thought you were talking about Meghan Markle.
That was like a month ago already.
Oh, was it? I don't know how long ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago already. No, we are at the Bruce Wayne Selina Kyle wedding.
These two crazy kids
getting hitched. They said it would never happen, and there it is. It happened. Oh, wait.
But they were right, though.
Yeah,
they were right. It did. It didn't really happen.
Yeah, there was a swerve in the end. But just as importantly, or unimportantly, it made the New York Times, and not the wedding section. So now
you had told me that the spoilers for this were actually published by the New York Times.
So when Captain America turned out to be Hydra, that was in the newspaper. When Spider-Man unmasked, that was in the newspaper.
Right.
When Superman married Lois Lane, that was in the newspaper.
Right.
But they all came out on the Wednesday that the comics came out. This time, they published
So in their minds, like, because we did it the day that it came out, right? It's fair game because you had 5 hours maybe to go and read it yourself, which you really didn't, considering the newspaper gets published the night before and it's on people's desks like at 6 a.m.
Exactly. This time...
So they really didn't give a chance, though, but okay.
They didn't. But this time, because it was on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's not even like the major news networks were covering it that day and ruining it for you. Oh, no. It was Sunday New York Times. Full color, front page, ruining the comic.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, I just haven't been reading Batman. I don't know about you. So
no.
I wasn't actually going to read the wedding thing. I was going to just get it spoiled for me anyway. But if I was a regular reader, I'd be fucking pissed. What do you think about the Times spoiling it 3-4 days in advance?
I think it's absolutely shitty. It's hard enough to avoid spoilers. I want to say it's almost impossible to avoid spoilers. Now, when you have the major news outlets doing it, like, I don't even want them doing it the day that something comes out. Let's give people a chance to get out there and digest it, at least take it in. I would have no problem if they did it Thursday, the day after that it hit the newsstand, because then you could still say, well, you had a chance to go read it, which is, and it's like you could still avoid it and just be like, hey, this article, don't read past this line right here because there's spoilers, like blog posts do,
Except the newspapers always put it in the headline, big picture, like they don't care. It's really trying to reach the non-comic book reader, and they don't care about the comic book reader.
They don't care about the comic book sales being affected. They care about how their newspaper will then be purchased.
Oh, exactly. And most of the people who are going to buy the comic are going to buy the comic anyway, most of the time. The only one I can think of where it actually had like a real effect was The Death of Robin, where that like sold out when it came out.
But they led up to that, but like with the 900 number and such.
Well, it was Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So like it was going to happen. Like it was going to happen one way or the other. It was like, hey, the fans are going to decide via these 900 numbers, and you don't know until it comes out. But like you knew that's the where the story was going.
Yeah, well, it was a 4-issue miniseries, Death in the Family. So they're kind of alluding to it. And then, like, the media, they kept sending press releases. And then once it happened, it was all over the place. Other than that, maybe Death of Superman.
What about when Superman changed into that lightning bolt thing? That was in the news. That was in the news before it came out.
I don't even remember that being in the news. Superman Blue, Superman Red.
Yeah.
When there were two of them, yeah.
I didn't remember because I wasn't reading comics at the time, and I remember it being on like the morning news one day when I went into work, and people were like, "Hey, when's that coming out?" And it wasn't out yet. It was like a month or two away.
Oh, see, I was the exact opposite. I was reading comics, but not watching the news at the time.
Yeah. So, I tried. Now I deliberately not watch the news, but there was a time when I watched the news regularly.
Yeah. Not so much for me. Just if there were stories that were of interest, or I left it on after something I was watching.
I enjoyed knowing what's going on. Now it's like I know what's going on. I don't want to know.
There's too much going on and too much opinion on it.
Yeah.
Yes, because everybody is now a political scholar. It's pretty amazing. Oh, we lost him. We lost him again. So this is the part in the show where it's the John show. Hi, how are you? We're enjoying this balmy San Diego weekend. As Stugots has kind of dropped out mid-discussion of our comic book spoilers on the news. Oh, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. The man behind the mask. Hashtag handsome himself. Don Stugots is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
Sorry, I lost you. Sorry.
It's all right. I talked you up. I gave you a big intro to come back to. So.
Sorry, it's a new laptop, and apparently I touched something.
How dare you touch anything?
It doesn't have the mouse buttons on the mouse pad. It's like the touch sensitivity thing.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently me moving the mouse put too much pressure on it, and it right-clicked or left-clicked and closed.
Yeah, that's always the fun of a new computer. You have to learn the sensitivity of the mouse pad area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got one a month ago, and I'm still not clicking anything right. All right, so we were saying everybody's a political scholar now, and everybody is an expert on the news. But, you know.
I just wish someone could come help me with Microsoft Word, because apparently when I use it, I shrink it, I zoom out somehow so that it's really tiny, and I don't know how to zoom it back in. So then I have to cut and paste everything I typed into a new document, and then save that, and then close Microsoft Word, reopen it, and then open the document.
In the top panel, there's a way to put in the percentage. I have to look it up, but
how do I make it so that my mouse doesn't do that, though?
I have to look at. I don't know which computer you have. It might just be you're sliding on the side of the pad, because that's a scroller. Sometimes it could be a 2-finger switch. It just depends on the computer. So for that one,
Jesus.
So, yes, we'll be introducing tech support in the near future.
Holy crap! I mean, you know, I'm pretty good with technology and everything, but Microsoft Word, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just definitely easier on a desktop.
Yeah. Well, my problem is new computer, can't find the serial number for my Microsoft Word, so I can't use Word right now.
Oh, I might be able to help you with that.
No, I have it.
Okay.
I might have left it at my parents' house.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just drop them an email later. But it's just funny. Like, I went to write a document, and I had to break out the old laptop to write the edits to the document. So fun with technology and new computers.
Yes. Sorry for the sidebar, anyone who's listening.
Oh, like we never meander. We've had whole episodes where we just stayed off topic. especially in that first 37.
Oh, being off topic was awesome because I used to get someone angry.
Intentionally. And today is episode 37 without that person.
Wow.
So
We've now done more. Have we now done more without, right?
No, that'll be next episode.
Oh, good.
This is 74. So 37 and 37.
Okay.
So yeah. All right. So Batwoman, Catwoman are not, yeah, I know.
Catman and Batwoman.
It's the problem.
Which wouldn't happen because Batwoman's a lesbian. She's not marrying Catman.
True. Well, you never know. Alternate universes and all that.
Yeah, she can marry Cat Lesbian.
Yeah. Well, she's busy with Renee Montoya, who, when I stopped reading DC, was the question. I don't know.
Yeah, she's not anymore.
I don't know if she still is.
Okay.
Switch back to Vic. That's the problem. Like, I haven't read DC in a few years, and I'm out of touch. And I love these characters. It's not even that. Yeah. It's just you got to pick and choose what you read. But that actually segues perfectly into our first San Diego Comic-Con discussion. What a coincidence! Okay. The first one being the DC Universe Network. DC Universe has announced their price points. They have yet to announce their launch date. It's still the fall. And they've shown trailers for their first 2 shows.
And I saw on Facebook they have some special going on where if you subscribe for a month, you're entered into a contest for Aquaman tickets and 3 free months.
Yeah, so that's if you pre-order now.
Yeah.
It comes to $7.99 a month or $74.99 for the year.
So that's not bad.
No, it's slightly less than Netflix, slightly less than Hulu.
But you're still gonna have Netflix. You're still gonna have Hulu. So that's another $8 to toss out.
So what you'll be getting is their exclusive shows. Titans, Swamp Thing, Harley Quinn cartoon, Young Justice cartoon.
Which the trailer looked awesome for.
Yeah, so the trailer looked awesome for both shows. But you get and a curated selection of comic books. Which that's what they say about Marvel Unlimited, which I do subscribe to for $100 a year, so it comes slightly more money. And I only get the comic books. If that means like every comic book again, I might subscribe. Because it would get me able to read DC again, and I'd be able to just read any DC I wanted.
Right.
So what do you think? Any chance of you subscribing?
A very small chance, but I don't think so.
Yeah, if it's just the TV and the movies, because they say they'll also have a lot of the old content, like the Batman movies and the Superman movies and Justice League cartoon and whatever else.
But like I saw them like in their promos, like photos, they have the old Linda Carter Wonder Woman, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that does so well for antenna TV around the country. So are they just going to pull that, or is it going to be an alternative? Because I know antenna TV isn't everywhere.
I can't see it hurting them to have it in both.
I don't either.
It's old content. It's not something that, is must-see TV. It's been around for 40 years. You can buy the DVDs. So,
yes.
So, yeah. So, I think they just have the old content just to have a larger library at launch. To have the Batman TV show, the Wonder Woman TV show, and everything else. So, yeah. But for me, it's about the comic books. If the comics are worth it, then it's worth it for me. Because if I was reading DC Comics, I'd be spending more than $75 a year.
Definitely.
I'm not going to say how much I used to spend in my heyday, but 75.
Well, like in the 90s,
90s to early 2000s, actually even into the early 2010s when I was buying trade paperbacks on a regular basis.
I mean, two trade paperbacks, you're at like $50.
Depending on the trades, they average anywhere 15 to 25.
Yeah.
So even if I was spending $20 a book, I was picking up 2 to 3 books a week.
Yeah.
So it's part of the reason I stopped buying comics.
No, definitely. I mean, it adds up quickly as far as the expense, and then you have like, what? All right, what do I do with it?
I know. Right now there's a lot of them are sitting in boxes for me, and I
Do
don't know what to do
libraries
with them.
take comic books?
They might. I wonder. I wonder. I should ask them. Uh, I was talking to a friend of mine who owns a comic book store last summer about taking some of them, and then I just never did it. But they're sitting in boxes.
John, you gotta follow through.
I know. I got to follow through on my swing, or the Meeseeks will try and kill me.
Mm.
I know. It just shit happened, and yeah, my bookshelves broke about a month ago. That was kind of fun. I posted pictures of that when it happened because it made me laugh. But yeah, so I have a lot of books because of my comic collection. I'd call it an addiction, but really, there are no veins tapped.
No,
But I do love
it's not an
reading.
addiction because you get such enjoyment out of it.
Oh, I know. I love to read, and God, it was many, many years ago. I read some writer wrote, and I apologize to whomever this was. I just thought it was a great line. When he was a kid, he couldn't let himself like die on his bicycle or anything, because if he did, he wouldn't know what happened to the Fantastic Four next month.
Yes.
Will they defeat Doctor Doom? These are the things you live for as a kid. And I still love reading them, so it's enjoyment. So we have 2 trailers from the DC universe.
Yeah.
At least from their network. The first was Titans, who exclaim, "Fuck Batman." What did you think of the Titans?
Wasn't feeling it.
I know.
From the trailer, I wasn't feeling it. So I could have to say it didn't do its job of making me want to watch the show. I would probably check out the first episode.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they'll probably make the first episode free somewhere because they really want to get people onto the network. But yeah, I'd give it a shot. I mean, it looks very dark and gritty, which for me is at this point with the DCU.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would make me subscribe to a network. The costumes look cool. Even though we flashed.
Yeah, the costumes are cool. The casting looks pretty good.
Yeah. The girl who plays Raven reminded me of Natalie Portman in The Professional.
Yeah. She had a certain darkness to her that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, so and then a lot of people are upset because Starfire isn't, a stripper. So we'll see how that rolls out.
But was she a stripper in the comic book?
No, but she pretty much looked like it.
I thought the girl in the promo looked pretty good.
I did too. And I mean, the thing is that like every medium has its own interpretation of characters.
Right.
So it's, you don't like this version? Go read the comic book. And she'll be naked there and you'll be happy. Or mostly naked. God, but like her costume is so like it's so not inappropriate, but just so like doesn't work as she can't fight in it. She can't, actually move in it. It'll just pop off. And it's a whole, the rating just shoots up from there.
Of course.
So it has to be like more practical, more realistic. That's why even in the cartoon, she's like, I guess it would be a halter top.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't like it, there were not Teen Titans, but Titans cartoons that had the old school Starfire in them. So go roll with that if that's how you feel.
The outfit though on wait, I'm just looking at Starfire photos right now because I wanted this is from the cartoon.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it's a mini skirt. How would she be fighting in a mini skirt?
Exactly, especially since she's flying.
Yeah.
So that's why Supergirl, they kind of not. I don't remember. I don't know if they did it on the TV show or probably did, but she wears like spandex shorts under the skirt. They said at one point in the comics. So it's like, great. If you're looking up because she's flying, you're not getting an eyeful.
Exactly.
As opposed to where
here's some Starfire art. Again, she's got the skirt. Yeah. Is that what she wore like in the comic books?
No, I think that one may be a little. Can't was that?
Oh wait, this was more like what she wears in the comic books.
Yeah, that's
right?
more what she wears in the comic books.
Yeah. That's not doing anything during a battle.
Yeah, and
The
there's
whole midsection is exposed, and so are your breasts.
well, she's got that like the bathing suit that Sacha Baron Cohen wore as
Yes.
as Borat.
Yes.
Like Borat. Like that's what she's like wearing. It's like, how do you fight in that?
Yeah, no, you don't.
And then she has one that's even more revealing than that from a few years ago.
More revealing. Jeez.
When they rebooted the New 52. Yeah, it literally just kind of comes up the side and just barely covers the breasts.
Meanwhile, you have like what's her name? Not Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl, wearing like a whole bodysuit.
Yeah, the sparkly bodysuit. It was like
yeah.
And then Raven. Well, I guess it's just wearing a leotard.
And
but
she cloak.
She has the cloak, but she also does. She's not a hand-to-hand fighter. That's the other thing. Like she's the mage, but the hand-to-hand fighter, it's like one punch and that thing's popping off.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Again, we'll see more. They also only showed it for 2 seconds.
Oh wait, the other day I watched one of the Teen Titans animated movies. Which one was it? The one with the Slade was in it, obviously, but it was
it the Contract?
Yes.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that.
It was pretty good, and I'm looking at I'm looking at like what the Starfire is wearing. I'm like, that's not practical for battle.
Yeah, and that's considered the best Teen Titans story of all time by Mark Wolfman and George Perez. Which I read it, I loved it. I just never got around to watching the cartoon.
No, the movie, it was really good animated movie.
Awesome.
Dick Grayson is Nightwing, not Robin.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to check
Damian
it out.
Is Robin. So
they worked Damian in. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So they updated it a bit. That's cool. And then actually DC did announce there are 3 or 4 movies coming next year. Death of Superman, Rebirth of Superman, Batman Hush.
Death of Superman is out already.
Okay. Sorry, well, those are the 2019 ones. 2018.
Yeah.
I don't even know what year it is anymore. Damn it. And I think there might be one. Oh, Gotham by Gaslight. So there's a 4th one, Hush, they added this weekend.
Hush was a really good story.
It was. And it's one of the few where I say Jeff Loeb actually had an ending that was worth reading. I usually hate Jeff Loeb
at the end.
Yeah, I usually hate Jeff Loeb's stories because they end so badly. Like Long Halloween, and things like that. Or they're good stories, but the endings always suck. All right, so the other one is Young Justice Outsiders.
Man, that looked awesome.
So the first half of the trailer was the end of last season.
Yeah, it was a nice recap.
Yeah, which is good because I didn't really remember how it ended.
Man, as soon as it was like, hey, this is awesome, and then they recap the part where Wally dies, and you're like, what the fuck?
Wally dies?
Why would you remind me?
I know, it was awful. And then we got to see how they're kind of moving on now. How life goes on with the Flash, with Artemis, and then the new villains start to show up, and here's a covert mission we need to do. So, I'm psyched for it.
Yeah, me too.
Will I subscribe to it for it? I don't know, but I'll find a way to watch it.
So if there was something that was going to make me subscribe, it was that, because it just looked really good.
Yeah, if they still offered like this free 7 days or whatever, free month.
Yeah.
I would wait till this. I don't know if they're doing the drop all at once or the weekly, but if they do regardless, I'll get my free month just to watch that cartoon.
Yeah.
Get my free month or whatever. Watch that. Maybe watch Titans if I can do both, and then drop if I have to. But I want to see Young Justice.
Man.
I don't know. So that one actually has me excited.
Same here.
So, moving on to the movies at San Diego. DC dropped 2 trailers.
Yeah.
First of which we hadn't seen any footage from is coming out this December for all your holiday viewing pleasure. We have The Aquaman.
What'd you think?
You know, it looks cool.
It does.
But I don't know how original it is. I'm glad it's not all dark and gritty looking.
Yeah, it looked fun.
It looked very colorful, which I
Yeah.
liked. I'm just hoping it's not a standard superhero trope kind of thing where it's very generic. I mean, we are getting this from the gentleman who brought us the Fast and Furious movies. So I know there'll be a lot of action. But will there be, any decent plot? What did you think of it?
I thought visually it was stunning already. I think it's very good casting. I had no idea Nicole Kidman was in it until I seen her.
Yeah.
And then also, who was I following on Twitter? One of the bloggers at our San Diego Comic-Con said it was coming up next to the Nicole Kidman vehicle, Aquaman. Well, listen, I'm all for equality and women empowerment. I am. I'm a big believer. But the title of the film is Aquaman.
It's a Vinny Chase vehicle. We all know that.
So by default, it can't be a Nicole Kidman vehicle.
No.
She's in it.
Was
Thor Rene Russo vehicle? No, she was in it. And she looked gorgeous. But come on.
Very good in it. Yes. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, maybe if you said it was it Amber Heard? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Playing Mira. I think that might be a little
closer. She's the co-star. I get it.
But yeah, I believe Nicole Kidman is playing Aquaman's mother.
Yeah, the queen.
So, yeah, the one which we barely even saw in the trailer, her, because we saw the young queen who washes up on shore, which apparently was played by somebody else. When we saw the mother and father meet. But yeah, I mean, so they're true to the origin, which is nice. No getting wacky with that.
No.
But yeah, and then it was just and we're going to see a big war between Black Manta and Aquaman Atlantis, which sharks with fucking, I don't know what those things were on them. Were they just saddles or were they just like freaking laser beams?
I thought it was a saddle.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if it was like a saddle or just like weaponry. Like, are we arming up the sharks? Because I kind of want to see that too now.
Yes.
But I'm in for it, but I think I was pretty much in for it before I even saw any footage.
The giant wave coming up out of the water, and then Vinny Chase standing there with his hand up, trying to hold it back.
Yeah, that's the best part of the trailer.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
And Jason Momoa didn't look bad in this either.
No, he doesn't. He looks good. He looks like he's enjoying it, and he enjoys the character. So
yeah, but I think I got that vibe from him. Like he was just having fun at Justice League also.
Yes.
Like he comes across as somebody who's enjoying what he's doing. He does that a lot. I mean, he was very serious in Game of Thrones, so we know he has a little bit of range.
Yeah, and I know personally he's like a little bit of a dick.
I've never met him. But
when the casting for Drax was being done, he actually spent money and put out an ad thanking Marvel for the chance to play Drax, when as a way to try to like shoehorn his way in. So he wasn't even considered at that point.
Well, sometimes if you really want something, you gotta do something to get attention. I don't think that's really a dick move, but
like, hey, you say, hey, I'm thankful to that I was able to audition, but don't thank them for the role that you didn't get.
No. Well, did he even audition, or did he just thank them for the audition?
He thanked them. From the way Dave Bautista told the story on a podcast I listened to, it was he thanked them for giving him the role.
Oh, that's kind of a dick move.
So it was like, and at that point, it was tight race of who they were going to give it to. So I guess he just figured he would edge it in his favor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even know who he was at that point when I heard the story.
Yeah, he did Game of Thrones at that point, and
I don't watch that. So
was it Hercules that bombed? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I didn't even know that was him in Hercules. No, it was Conan.
Sorry, Conan. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Conan. I knew it was like one of those. They both came out around
Yeah.
the same time and bombed horribly.
Hercules there were two Hercules movies. One was with The Rock, and that didn't do well. And the
Yeah.
other one, I don't remember who Hercules was.
And it didn't do well either.
It didn't do well either. There are
Yeah.
some movies that they just keep trying to make over time that don't do well. Hercules, Robin Hood, which is coming out again, even though it just came out. There was a Robin Hood like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for whatever the reason.
There was a King Arthur movie that came out last year.
Yeah,
That didn't work.
Didn't work.
Yeah, I mean,
No matter how cool you try to make it, it's just not happening.
and all of these have worked in the past, though.
Yes, well,
Hercules,
yeah, back in the way back in the day, but
yeah,
and you know, what's same with Robin Hood, but like the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, that didn't really work.
but it made a crap ton of money.
Oh yeah, I mean, it had a gigantic cast in it, you know, all big names.
I will tell you, there's a Robin Hood movie that did come out right after that Robin Hood movie that did work.
Really? That's right.
Men in Tights.
Yeah,
come on, that movie's most of it stands up still. There's a few.
I'm so not a Mel Brooks fan,
really,
with the exception of I think Get Smart and History of the World.
All right. See, I love Mel Brooks, but you know, a lot of his shit couldn't be done today, unfortunately.
No. And I loved Blazing Saddles up until the end. I was like, why with that stupid ending? Why would you do that?
Yeah, the ending just isn't that great. But it's not like the Monty Python ending for Holy Grail where they just ran out of money. And they're just like, all right, everybody gets arrested. They're just like, we ran out of money. We have no idea how to end this now. We can't film the ending. We'll just have the cops come and arrest everybody. And I love it because it doesn't work, but it's hilarious. Like it doesn't fit the rest of the movie.
It doesn't fit, but it's like, all right, well, they did something, and at least you know why they did it that way.
Yeah.
The ending to Blazing Saddles looked like it cost more than what the rest of the movie cost.
Yeah, really. They have to run across all these different sets and whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's fun and ridiculous, but yeah, I would have preferred something to stay in like without fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
I mean, because it worked in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
The line from Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I know.
The sheriff's yeah. All right, so we're in for Aquaman. We hope it's good, but we can't tell from the trailer how great it'll be. The other DC movie, Shazam! So, were you a big fan of the character Shazam, like growing up?
No, in all honesty, I always thought it was an extremely cheesy character.
He's
with
the big red cheese.
I know, but like, I mean, like corny, cheesy. Like
I know,
like this is as humdrum a character as you could get. I love the lightning bolt, though. That is my favorite logo. I would love to have a logo created for myself that is lightning bolt incorporated into it. And actually, now that I think about it, like over the years, anything with a lightning bolt in it, I probably do like the CM Punk logo with when he's got a lightning bolt in his hands, and Black Vulcan, Black Adam, the Tampa Bay Lightning. The logos just all catch me because of that lightning bolt, and the lightning bolt just looks awesome on his costume now in the movie.
Well, what about the Flash?
The Flash, I like the logo. I'm not a fan of the character, but I like that logo.
All right. So I like that it lights up on the costume.
Yeah. No, that looked really cool. That was different.
Yeah, it's unique. Because I'll admit it looked cheesy in the photos that we saw.
Yes, without a doubt.
But that's why I try to never judge based on that, because like they're not moving, so you don't really get a feel for what the costume is.
It's not a finished product that you're looking at. You're looking at someone taking a picture with their fucking camera from across the street.
Yeah, well, like the fucking Green Lantern costume.
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds. It not only sucked in pictures, it sucked on screen.
But that's sucked on screen too. Yeah.
but we waited to find out it sucked on screen.
Right.
But so the trailer looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, what the trailer kind of reminded me of?
You're not gonna say Big, are you, motherfucker?
It's reminded me of a superhero version of Big.
You motherfucker.
What gave it away? I was going to steal your line when I came back up from behind the camera. Like,
you just had that grin on your face, and you're slowly going, you know what it reminded me of? I'm like, you motherfucker.
When you texted me that yesterday, I read it, and I was like, oh, that line's good. I'm stealing it.
The problem is that not only I know you so well at this point that I knew as soon as I said it, I'm just like, I have to watch for it because he's going to try and slip it in. And it's a question of
I didn't even slip it in. It was a big old shit-eating grin of I came like if you're only listening to this and not watching it over on youtube.com/Geekodrome, I'm like sitting in my chair looking one way, and as I was just about to say it, I came back into full camera view with a big smile on my face. Like, yeah,
motherfucker. I knew it was either going to be you were just going to try and get it in quick to nail me, or you're going to do the slow build up. And just really draw it out and be like, it really reminded me of something. You know what it was? Yeah, motherfucker.
But it was a very good analysis, though, because that's the vibe I got from it.
So, because Tom Hanks, it's not that he chews scenery in Big, but you can tell he's just having fun doing the role. Because he gets to play and pretend to be a kid for, the 2 hours of the movie. And you could just tell he's just having fun with it because it lets him just, be free and do whatever he feels like doing. And, as long as it's kid-like.
Yes.
And he has the kid sidekick who is still a kid and being a kid. And I got that vibe from Zachary Levi in this, that he's a kid. He's just being a giant kid. I have powers. Hey, I'm going to have fun with them. Your phone is charged. Your phone is charged.
And then he blows up the guy's phone.
Oh, sorry.
The only thing that would have made that better is if that was Stan Lee.
Yeah, right?
And he just turned around like, hey, it would have a busted phone. That was the only thing that could have made it better.
Yeah, except that he'll never do a DC movie.
No.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm all in for Flash. Like, not Flash. Yeah. Shazam. I love Flash too, but that's not what this is about. Shazam, because it seems like fun. And like I always say, like superhero isn't necessarily a genre. It's a type of movie, but the fact that, Ant-Man's a heist movie and Avengers pretty much a war movie by the end of it.
Captain America 1 was a war movie.
Captain America 1 was a historical drama.
And 2 was a spy film.
Yes, very much so.
Espionage.
Yeah.
Or a political thriller, if you wanted to, what's it further.
So the fact that we can have all of these things and just wrap them in the superhero, look and feel.
Yeah.
Means we can have all of this adventure and not limit ourselves to, well, they're in capes, so they just have to punch each other for 2 hours.
Do you think DC is maybe a little worried about the Wonder Woman movie, so that's why they didn't put the footage out that they showed at Comic-Con?
I think it's also just too early. It just started filming.
Okay.
I think there was, and I didn't watch it, but I think there was a sizzle reel that they showed at some point during yesterday where it had 2 seconds of Wonder Woman in it.
Yeah, she was fighting at the mall.
Okay. Yeah, which we had seen a still from the wall. I didn't watch the sizzle reel. I knew it was out there, but I had. But yeah, which is fine. It's Wonder Woman isn't till sometime next year.
Yeah, so like next year Comic-Con, that's when the trailer will be.
Yeah, I'm just want to.
Depending on when it comes out, of course.
Wonder Woman 1984 release date. We're just gonna do it November 1st, 2019. So they're gonna go big at Comic-Con next year.
Yeah.
So we got that to look forward to. With Kristen.
I like
Wiig
that they're doing it in the 80s.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how they'll bring back Chris Pine, considering he kind of died in the first movie.
You know what's funny though is in the TV series it did the same thing. The first season was World War II, and then the second season it was the 80s or 77, whatever.
Yeah,
and he was the same cat. He was the same person with no explanation.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd forgotten. I haven't watched that show in forever. But yeah, maybe when it comes on DC Universe, I'll watch it then.
Yes.
Uh, um,
So nothing from Marvel yet, right? At Comic-Con, or is their big day going to be today?
no, they announced they are not going to be at Comic-Con at all this year. Marvel MCU. So there's no
Oh,
movie
wow.
news, but I don't think they need to. Uh, this year.
That's true. They don't have anything until the second part of Infinity War.
No, they have Captain Marvel.
No, but I mean, like, they don't have. I mean, it's too soon to put out a Captain Marvel trailer.
Yeah.
So it's like, what else do they have? They don't have anything else until, like, they can't announce anything or launch anything because they want to leave everything in suspense until Infinity War wraps up.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. Like they're trying to leave it like they've just said Spider-Man is coming and after
Yeah.
Infinity War. Captain Marvel is taking place in the 90s, so there's no
Yes.
influence from Infinity War.
Yeah.
And it's too soon to announce anything about Infinity War, even though the whole thing is already filmed
Yes.
because they did the
And
back-to-back
so
thing.
they'll probably do something big next year.
I'm sure. Well, yeah, I'm sure, but again, it's also 2 months after Infinity whatever comes out. Avengers 4, as they're calling it still, which is going to wrap up the whole, pretty much first 10 years.
Yeah.
Which, and then that'll leave like the current sequels because everything runs in trilogies. So Captain Marvel will still be around. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be coming out, although
I will not be seeing it.
Yeah, there's that bit of controversy that's going around with James Gunn right now, where some alt-right D-bags kind of found some old tweets of his. And
guys who sit around and justify date rape, okay,
mm-hmm.
This dude who unearthed these hidden tweets, a journalist, quote unquote, is a man who justifies date rape as saying it's not real. That just means you didn't get the woman off.
He also was convicted of rape in 2003.
Yeah, so that too is being a moral compass about jokes made by James Gunn.
And it's not that the reason he's targeting him is just because he speaks out against Trump. And
yeah,
I mean, the biggest problem is just that it's Disney, and Disney has always got that Disney image. And that's why they were just so quick to, jump on it.
It didn't matter that Walt was a fucking Nazi.
There's that, sure. And then they went after Michael Ian Black right afterwards, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not having this. He also doesn't have to worry about, like, Disney. So he can, not sweat it like James Gunn had to.
So do you think Warner Brothers ends up saying, hey, you know what? The guy is really good. Let's bring him in.
I think you're not going to hear James Gunn's name for at least 6 months. He'll go off. He'll do an indie film or something. And once it all blows over, you'll see him on a big movie again.
He seems like a genuinely nice guy, though.
He's a guy who, my vibe from him is he loves what he's doing.
Yeah.
He loves, interacting with the fans. He loves making movies. Like, he's came up on the knee of Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
Who, he is no stranger to controversy himself at times. But, he's the guy who made Trauma, for God's sakes. And doesn't have to worry about, reporting to anybody because he just makes his own shit and he's happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget which James Gunn did one of those movies. Then did Slither. Then did Super, which is a great superhero parody movie. And then made actual superhero movies.
Right.
So you're going to hear from him again. This is going to blow over because he didn't do anything. He made some stupid jokes.
Made some stupid jokes. We all have.
We all have. And the problem is that the internet doesn't forget and the internet doesn't forgive. Unfortunately.
So now, in your opinion, down the line, what do you think happens with him? I know you said he'll come back, but he's not going to come back to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
No, and I don't know if it'll be with Disney. Because Disney is Disney. But I think, you'll definitely see him doing superhero movies again, doing, interesting movies. In the meantime, he's, he did the Belko Experiment. Was it last year? I think. which was really
Man, if I'm
interesting.
Rob Layfield, I'm calling him up saying, "Hey, have you ever read Youngblood?"
Yeah, I think you'll see him do like Image movies or something. Because he definitely has a feel for the movies. He definitely can work a team movie. So yeah, I think we'll see him back again.
In all honesty, I don't think I will see Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they're even still using his script because we were a couple years out from it anyway.
Yeah,
but he had finished the script.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Marvel wants to use his script or if they're just going to wait for it to blow over and go, all right, maybe we'll quietly ask him back.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see that part happening.
No.
But it's unfortunate. So no Marvel in Hall H this year. They had announced that ahead of time. Marvel, some of the TV stuff was there. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, Episode 1 is going to be directed by Clark Gregg. We don't know if he's actually going to appear in it after the way that Season 5 ended. Cloak and Dagger announced Season 2. I didn't watch it, so I don't know if it's good or bad. It's on Freeform.
It looks awful, though.
It's young adults type stuff. I think it's the type of thing that the CW would do if Greg Berlanti wasn't creating for them.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, what do I know? Because I thought Supergirl after the first season sucked, and here it is, they're going on to Season 4.
Yeah,
so they're doing something that is building, an audience grabber. I'm just not that audience.
Exactly. I wish them well.
That's fine. I'm not sitting here like some guy yelling about She-Ra being redesigned to look like a little kid and not looking like a hot enough. It's just not meant for me, and that's cool.
Yeah, that's just it. Like, there's a Thundercats that was redone recently. They've shown pictures from She-Ra. Even like Teen Titans Go, they did the same damn thing. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's the one thing I've kind of figured out in the last several years.
But really, I'm not the target demographic. I'm a 44-year-old male. I'm not the target anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've come to realize there's just shit that's not made for me. I don't have to say it sucks just because it's not made for me.
Yeah.
Charmed is getting rebooted. Who cares? I've never watched it. I'll never watch it. I'm okay with that. Buffy was announced getting rebooted this weekend.
Yeah. So this is now the third version of Buffy.
Yes. First one being
which a lot of Buffy fans don't know. They don't know that this is the third.
Yeah. And all they've said so far is that Joss Whedon's on board, which they've said they'll never reboot without him. It's going to be a black girl, which is fine. That's all we know. Personally, I'd love to see it as like it's in the same universe and pushed like later. So all the shit that happened in Sunnydale happened. We're in a new town with a new problem. And then, hey, Sarah Michelle Gellar can like cameo somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
Or other people from the old show. And then it's like, hey, remember us? Like they did with 90210.
That wouldn't be bad.
I didn't watch the reboot of 90210, but I'm not going to say I didn't watch the original show at all. Because it was the thing back then.
Yeah.
If you wanted to talk to girls when I was in high school.
It graduates!
Exactly. When I was in high school and college, it's like if you wanted to talk to girls, they all watched that goddamn show. So yeah, I'll just say I wasn't very successful talking to them anyway, with or without watching that stupid fucking show.
Listen, I could have had a fucking pork chop around my neck. Those girls weren't talking to me,
Yeah. Well, I was a nerd. I was gonna say something political, but I'm not gonna do it. I really don't want to go down that road. But just internet people, fucking internet people.
What happened? What just happened?
No, this is something I really don't want to get to because we'll go on a huge fucking rant. You and I can talk about it offline, but it's just that whole incel bullshit. If you know what that is.
No, I don't even know what that is.
Nerds.
No, we'll talk about it when we're done.
It's just nerds who can't get laid and then blame the women. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and again, you and I would just go on an hour rant on it. Because we've both been there. So
man, rejection sucks. It does.
It does, yeah.
It really does.
It does. And these guys just take it to an extreme. So,
Yeah.
speaking of monsters, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, had a trailer.
I would like to have Michael Buffer doing the audio for that one.
Would that be great?
Let's get ready to rumble! And then all of a sudden you're just seeing all the monsters coming out. Like, oh.
So, well, what did you think of the trailer as it was?
I thought it looked really cool. I wasn't expecting this movie this soon. I thought it was still a ways off. I thought there was still movies to do in between.
I knew it was coming.
Loki chasing down the monsters.
Oh, I thought they were just doing Kong vs. Godzilla. I thought that was the route.
I did. I mean, I knew that was the route, but I figured there'd be more to it than 2 movies, and that here's the payoff.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe there will be a Kong sequel before that or something. But the Earth we're a disease on the Earth, and there are the legend monsters that are the white blood cells.
Yeah.
And then we saw
that was true.
We saw Godzilla. We saw Mothra.
Yeah.
We saw a few others, which I have to admit.
3-headed dragon one. I don't know the name of.
Gohedra, is that one? That one. Unfortunately, I don't.
Rodan.
Rodan is God. Problem is, I'm not a huge Godzilla person, so I don't know all of them, like off the top of my head. I enjoy those movies when I do watch them, but I can only name like 5 of them at best. Yeah. And it's like,
so then Godzilla ends up being the protector of the people.
Of course, Godzilla is the one that's going to save us all.
Yeah. So I wonder where Mecha Godzilla comes in.
I'm guessing Mecha isn't going to be in this movie, because wouldn't Mecha have to be man-made?
Yes. We're gonna fight. We're gonna create something to fight off the thing that's defending us.
Yeah, and I think they're kind of going the Kong.
Well, that would be pretty damn accurate for the way that human beings are anymore.
Yeah.
You know the thing that just saved us? We got to create something to safeguard us from him. Because what if he turned on us? And then essentially we'll be creating his heel turn.
Yeah. Well, eventually we might get to that. But I think they're going the Kong route where, they're around the world and, they're here and what can we do? And, we did find the cave with the pictures.
Yes.
So the other thing is Kong considered one of those legendary monsters that they talk about in the trailer?
I think he's going to be one of the defenders.
Yeah.
It'll be him and Godzilla fighting, and then all of a sudden these other badasses come up, and they're going to look at each other, and they're going to be like, well, I guess we got to stand. They'll do like the Mega Powers handshake, ooh, yeah, shake hands, and the Godzilla will be like, I feel it, brother. I feel it running wild. And then they'll just turn around and take on everybody else.
So we'll see. We'll see. Now, but will they have to do the traditional fight before they're friends?
Definitely. Yeah, they're gonna be duking it out hard, right? And the little girl from Stranger Things, she screams when she sees the other monsters. She goes, ah! Both of them look at her, they look at the other monsters, and then they do the Mega Powers handshake.
Oh yeah.
And then that's it. That's the whole thing.
Well, no, then they have to team up to fight the big bad.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. They'll turn around and they'll team up to fight the bad guys.
Oh yeah. And then Miss Elizabeth comes out and for the celebrations.
Yes. Well,
and then of course,
corpse, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
she's been dead.
It'll be their version of Miss Elizabeth. It's not
right. So it'll be the girl from Stranger Things' mom.
Exactly. And then Hulk might go in the wrong place, and then it'll eventually.
And then it sets up to the mega monsters explode.
Exactly. We've got this all. And then it'll just be a big battle royal, really, because they're fighting each other. The other ones are in there. They'll just be tagging in and out. It'll be a big battle royal. I can't wait. I mean, really, I need to see this movie.
It's a good movie that just made.
It is. It is. Who could ever not see that?
Yeah.
You're not a Harry Potter guy, right?
No.
Well, we had the Fantastic Beasts trailer, and it's just worth noting. It looked cool. There are a lot of good designs in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are movies that really need to be made, but the first one was all right. Second one looks more entertaining. Lots of cool monsters. So I may go see it. I enjoy the Harry Potter stuff. I went to go see the Broadway play a month or two ago, and it was entertaining.
Did you bring your wand?
I didn't. I thought of it when I got there. I'm like, I should have, because I do have.
Damn it!
I got
know
one.
You do.
I got one from Comic-Con for free. New York Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
Which when they were promoting Fantastic Beasts, oh no, it's in the other room. They were like, if you did played their VR game on the PlayStation, you got a ticket. Then you could come back at a certain time and get a prize. And it was like a T-shirt or a wand. So I was like, all right. So I made sure to be there like as soon as it started so I could get the wand.
Yeah. The wand is definitely the thing.
Yeah, because the T-shirt was just the logo. And I'm like, T-shirt's kind of mediocre. And I was like being nice to the people there, making friends with people working the booth. I'm just like, hey, how's it going? When do you think you're doing it? It's cool. And you hang out and you talk for them a bit, and they're very nice to you. I was talking to them like at the line, and they're just like, yeah, the wands go so quick. I'm like, yeah, it's because that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
The wand.
What do you think I'm fucking standing here for?
Exactly. So I was literally like, so where do you guys think the line is going to be? What time do you think you guys are going to start the line? And they were just cool with me. They're just like, yeah, all right. We know what you're doing, man. It's all good. So you might want to stand over by the costumes over there at around 10:30. It's like, all right.
I would have told you 11 o'clock and not by the costume.
Yeah, well, that's who you are.
Then when you show up, be like, oh, you know what? We changed last minute. It got changed.
Yeah. But yeah, so
there was an email. There was an email alert. Did you get the email? You got to get the email.
Always got to get the email. So yeah, so I have the Newt Scamander wand because of that. But yeah, Comic-Con's not till October, so I get to have a few more months before New York, which reminds me I need to put in for my panel again. I'm trying to have a panel. They wouldn't take me last year, but this year, we'll see.
What's your panel going to be?
Lego. Adults with Lego. So I have people who do Lego for a living, and I want to do a big panel with them.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. I had some very famous people, and I got shot down.
Jerks.
I know. So
Tampa Bay Comic-Con is in a few weeks, and my cosplay is almost ready to roll.
Oh, we're going to need pictures of that.
There will be pictures there. There might even be a live edition of Day Drinking from Comic-Con.
Subscribe to the Eat Up Show on Facebook if you'd like to see that.
So that's August. Yeah.
Right.
August 4th, I think. Yeah.
That's when I'll be at the Lego convention.
Yeah.
Doing my Lego thing. Where I will be actually doing a talk there on Bluetooth and Mind
That's
Stories.
in Baltimore, right?
That is in Virginia. That was
Virginia.
in Chantilly, Virginia. Yeah, I haven't been to Baltimore in years. I used to love going down there for Otakon.
It's a nice city.
It is, as long as you stayed at the Inner Harbor.
Yeah.
I saw The Wire. I know how it is.
Yep. And stay on the elevated sidewalks.
Yeah. And stay out of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yes. So there is one TV show trailer that we talked about that is coming. We're literally like 2 weeks away from the return of Better Call Saul.
Oh man, I can't wait.
I know. So Michael McKean's character died at the end of last season. We know we're pretty much opening with his funeral.
Yep.
More stuff is happening to Jimmy McGill. Gus is there. We might be seeing the beginnings of what's his name going into the wheelchair. I'm blanking on his name. I'm sorry.
Oh God, I can't remember his name.
Yeah. So the
old
drug
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that Gus tried to kill and then didn't.
No, in Better Call Saul, it was Nacho that tried killing him.
That's right.
His nitro pills.
That's what it was. I'm mixing up the two shows. You're right. Yeah, so he replaced the nitro pills. And then, so we're going to see what happens with that. Is this how he finally ends up in the wheelchair? Yeah. They've said they want to do like a little Better Call Saul crossover thing, but they don't want it. They just want it to be organic. Like they don't want it to be just for the sake of, oh, look, it's them.
Yeah.
So hopefully like by the end of the show, we'll see them do something.
I
We've
think,
talked about.
well, at some point, I thought they said it, like in some of the stuff I read about the season, is that it actually crosses over timeline-wise with Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I think this is when the season where it finally starts to. But again, he didn't show up till what, season 2, 3?
2.
2. Okay, it is 2.
Yeah.
Which still gives them plenty of time. That just means like they're going out into the desert. He's cooking meth for the first time. He's going out into the desert for the first time.
Yeah.
You know. So it has nothing to do with that. I want the show to end with, a phone call with, I want to hire you as my lawyer.
Well,
or the meeting.
From that first meeting where they try to get what's his name out of jail.
That's what it was. Yeah.
That's where it's got to be. That's got to be that last episode.
Yeah. It's been
with Jesse saying, "It's right, I know a guy," and then calls.
That's right. Yeah, I haven't watched even the second season of Breaking Bad in years. The fact that the show is now like 10 years old.
Or he just takes the card out of his pocket. The trademark card.
Well, I think you're going to see the connection, not just the card, because I think he's going to become Saul at some point.
Yeah.
And then once he's Saul, there has to be the connection. Like, I think they know that's the big payoff. That's what everybody's been watching for. And not.
But we've already seen the first face-to-face meeting. That's the thing. That, you know what I mean?
I know, but because we're watching a prequel, we want to see how that meeting leads up from the other side.
Right.
Even if he gets the phone call, if he gets the first, like, they walk into the room and that's the ending.
Yeah.
We want to see the meeting or the lead up to the meeting. And not just, this is what's going to happen next.
But like on Breaking Bad, that's pretty much how the setup for the meeting went. It was just the idiot gets arrested, and they got to get him out of jail.
Yeah,
and they need a lawyer. That they need a criminal, not a criminal lawyer, but a criminal lawyer.
Exactly. So we have to establish that he is Saul and he is a bad lawyer. Right now he's still Jimmy, and he's still slip and fall Jimmy.
And he's pretty fucking slick.
Yeah. And he tries to go straight, and then he doesn't, and then,
Yeah.
We're getting the character. He's slowly getting there. We need that, that leap, that little snap that makes it all happen.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be talking about it again in August. We know it.
Yeah.
So is there anything else from Comic-Con that you want to bring up? Any little stories you liked?
No. Anything? No, I think we covered it all.
Yeah, because we really just kept to the ones that interested us the most.
I think it's funny that like the Justice League movies could have the potential to be better than the Justice League movie. You know, they still haven't said who's going to be playing Batman. I don't think going forward.
That keeps flip-flopping. Is he in? Is he out?
Yeah. And I really want it to be Ben Affleck. I just think they need some tweaking with what they, with what they're doing. And they have to remember that a Justice League movie is a payoff, not the launching point.
Yeah. So we'll talk about movie universes again, because who's really doing like the universe thing right? Horror movies right now.
Yeah.
I know you're not a big fan of horror movies, but there was The Conjuring, which opens with them taking the doll, which has become their iconic symbol, putting it into a glass case, and then they do their case, and then it leads into the Amityville Horror, because that's based on the people who did that. And then you have The Conjuring 2, which is another story. Then they went back and they did Annabelle, which is a movie about the doll. And then they did Annabelle Creation, which is the origin of the doll.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have The Nun, which is the origin of the origin behind the doll. How the cult that created the doll kind of thing started. So they're building a solid universe that way. And I think that's great. And there's one or two other horror franchises that are doing the same thing, where it's not like we're set out to build a franchise, but here it is. Here's a world. And we can go forward in one direction with The Conjuring. We can go forward in another with Annabelle, another with The Nun. And they're building like a solid universe. And they don't have to come together because they're all happening at different times. So there's no time for them to actually have like a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
But, the fact they can sprout off and tell these different stories, I think is fantastic.
Yes.
I guess we can bring up M. Night Shyamalan kind of just did that himself kind of thing. Where he did Unbreakable 20 years ago. Split came out a couple years ago. And now we're getting Glass, which is going to bring the three characters from those two movies together.
Oh, I didn't even know that Split was in the same universe.
So the big twist ending of Split is McAvoy's character becomes the Beast. And he runs off as the big villain character. And then we come to a diner where you see Bruce Willis is, eating, and it comes up on the news. And it's revealed that he's, the same character from Unbreakable.
Oh, okay.
It kind of like, because the news says like something like this hasn't happened since the guy who called himself Glass, which is the big reveal that, oh, this is the same universe. Oh, these characters all exist together.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah. The movie was okay. McAvoy was fantastic in it. I know it was one of my hot picks back in the day because of McAvoy.
Yeah, but it's a horror movie, so I couldn't watch it.
It's not a horror movie.
Oh, I thought it was.
No. It's a drama. It's like girls kidnapped and thrown in a
cage,
basement somewhere in a cage, and how will they get out? And then McAvoy has like 13 personalities, whatever, and they're all talking about the Beast is coming, and then the Beast comes, and he's mean, and one of the girls may die in it, but it's not horror. It's drama.
Right.
I'm trying to give Shyamalan produced Devil, didn't direct it. I think that one was kind of horror. I didn't see that one.
Which one?
Devil.
The one with the people in the elevator?
Yeah, I don't know how horror that one is. I didn't.
That was terrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but he only produced that one. But when I was in a theater, the trailer came up, and like it's like drama, horror, stuck in an elevator, somebody's the devil, produced by M. Night Shyamalan, and everybody in the theater laughed. Because he had just a string of bad movies at that point. So I'm trying to think. I don't think he's done any horror movies. The one with the mermaid, the one with the village in the woods, Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense.
I didn't even know that Split was a Shyamalan movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in it, of course. He has a cameo in it.
Oh.
So he hasn't done horror. I don't know. I think it looks interesting, but again, I'm gonna wait for cable because Shyamalan ding dong.
Yeah.
Miracle Man finally coming back to Marvel Comics with Neil Gaiman writing, Mark Buckingham doing art. That one I'm excited for, but that was announced years ago and is finally announced again. But other than that, those were the major ones. Spawn 300 is about a year away. And when he hits issue 301, it will be the longest running independent comic book of all time, taking the crown from Cerebus.
Who appeared in Spawn 8.
Yes, he did. Yes. Which is kind of a nice twist to it.
Yeah.
Dave Sim wrote that issue. Beyond that, comic news, the problem is they kind of just announce all that shit, and a lot of it is just, if you don't read the books, you're not going to be that interested, or it's been announced ahead of time. So that's why we're not hitting any comic book news. And TV, it's just, we have the next season coming for the most part. So if you're already a fan of Flash, they put out a trailer, shit like that.
Green Arrow trailer.
Arrow trailer. So there's other news, and we're also filming this Sunday morning, so there's a whole bunch of, there might be some announcements Sunday, but most of the big ones come out Saturday anyway. So that takes us to Hot Picks.
Hot Picks.
So what do you got for us this week, Stugots?
I watched a documentary yesterday called Robin Williams, Come Inside My Mind.
That's disgusting.
No. Don't make jokes like that. Someone's gonna in 10 years from now, you're gonna get fired from a job for it.
Oh no. Yeah, but by that time I'll be closer to retirement age, so it'll be okay.
He was promoting necrophilia.
Well, not just necrophilia, but so how was the
It was very interesting and entertaining. Those things about Robin Williams I did not know. I did not know he was married 3 times. And that each one of his wives was absolutely gorgeous and different in every way possible from each other. I didn't know that he had 3 children with two of his wives. I didn't know that he had 2 brothers, but yet he was an only child. And you have to watch a documentary for that explanation.
I have to watch it.
It was a very cool explanation. And also about how he died. The Parkinson's disease had affected his brain and his cognitive ability. So he actually was a few days before he committed suicide. He had to relearn how to tie shoes, and he couldn't grasp the concept. He actually thought it was magic.
Well, it is. I mean, really,
it is. So when he killed himself, he just wasn't in his right frame of mind, at all. Which is pretty damn sad. And then it talked about his movies and how at the time, and this is one thing I definitely didn't understand and I disagreed with. He was one of the first people to be successful in television to then transfer to being successful in film.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's so common that I actually had to think about it. Like, really? Because Tom Hanks was already doing successful films, but he's not considered to be a successful TV star.
Are you saying Bosom Buddies wasn't that successful?
Apparently, I'm not saying that. That's like when you go through the list of people who've gone from TV, to film. At the same time, Michael J. Fox was already successful in television and films. Yeah. I mean, that's just right off the top of my head. I could probably think of more, but yeah, it was talked about in this documentary how Robin Williams was the first person, which I disagree with, and I love Robin Williams. He's a big influence on me. I just didn't.
Well, so all right. So it was considered TV was a lesser medium, and movie stars didn't do TV, and TV stars weren't considered film. But yes, Michael J. Fox. Well, Robin, I'd say was before Michael.
As far as TV, yes, from television, but not from film.
True, but you also got to remember that Michael J. Fox's first movies are not good. I mean, they're cult movies, like Midnight Madness. Back to the Future? Well, no, he did ones before that, like Midnight Madness.
But he wasn't starring in them. He was.
That's true. That's before.
He was just in them.
Well, what year was Back to the Future, and what year was like Popeye?
Popeye was definitely before, but Popeye was like a bomb. According, I'm going by the words used in the documentary.
Yeah, it didn't do well. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't consider Robin Williams to be successful in movies until Good Morning Vietnam.
All right, that's fair. I'd have to check the years, but yeah, I guess Michael may have jumped to film first then successfully. But for the most part, like that didn't happen. That's really not even to the last 10 years, I'd say.
And now it's like you have stars going every which direction.
Yeah,
it's like wherever the paycheck's going to come in from.
Oh, remember, Tom Hanks also appeared on Growing Pains with Michael J. Fox. Not Growing Pains. Family Ties. Thank you.
Yes, he played Uncle. I want to say Norman was his name, or Walter.
He was the alcoholic uncle. That's all I remember.
Yeah. And then the other time he shows up is when he's getting arrested for embezzlement.
Yeah. So he was. They started together in TV before they did movies. But like those are like the exceptions. Pierce Brosnan kind of did it. He wasn't really successful till James Bond.
I don't remember him doing movies until James Bond.
He did like one or two, but nothing of note. I want to say. I'm trying to think of one or two. I know there's one or two others I can think of, but they're just not coming out now. But yeah, but it was so few and far between. Like, unless they were just doing like a film that didn't do well, like they weren't movie stars.
Yeah.
And once you're a movie star, you didn't go back to TV.
Right. No.
I mean, Tom Selleck tried, but didn't get that Indiana Jones role.
Yeah.
But it's very famous that he tried out for it. Yeah.
I wonder how close he was to getting that.
I don't know, but the fact that they like even talk about it is, I'd say he was up there.
It was fairly close.
Yeah. I want to say he was considered one of the final for the role before it went to Harrison. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna have to watch this. Where is it available?
HBO.
Okay. I knew I saw it in the in the TV listings.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have time to watch it yet.
I still can't find a theater locally that has the Mr. Rogers documentary. I know I could drive to Tampa, but it's an hour away, and then 2-hour movie, and then an hour back. And considering that I am on a totally different schedule than Jen, we definitely don't have the time to do that.
Yeah, I understand that.
We barely made it through our date night dinner the other night without a legitimate interruption.
Did you go someplace romantic? Olive Garden, maybe?
Yes, we went to this beautiful, really cute Greek restaurant in Tarpon Springs called Costa's Restaurant.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
All right. Well, if I ever make it down to Clearwater, I'll have to check it out.
It's by the Sponge Docks in Tarpon, and it's off the main street, so no tourists go there. It's pretty much only like locals would go there.
All right. Well, maybe next year we'll have to do some Yankee baseball down there and check out these restaurants. Because I've been meaning to get back down for some Yankee spring training. I went once. It was fun. I love how it's that little stadium, if you can even call it a stadium.
Actually, that stadium is what all minor league ball fields look like now.
Oh, really? Again, I haven't been down there.
They're all the same size. Like if you go to the Brooklyn Cyclones game, it's the same layout, seat capacity, everything.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't been down there since 10 years for Yankee baseball. So.
Oh, it definitely is bigger than it was then, because once they renamed it from Legends Field to George Steinbrenner Field, it definitely got a lot bigger.
Okay, I just remember it being small, but then again,
but like at the same time, so did the Phillies stadium, so did the Blue Jays stadium. All of them have gotten pretty big. I want to say they hold about 3,000 to 4,000 people.
Yeah, even MCU Park, where the Brooklyn Cyclones play, has been redone.
Yeah.
Actually, I just drove past there last night. Yeah, So they're making them all look it. Actually, as an aside, my parents live by like a minor league baseball field that's not even like on the map, and it's so much fun to go there. It's like two like sections of seats around the whole thing. You can just walk around.
Renegades Stadium?
No, it's the Boulders, the Rockland Boulders.
Oh, okay.
But it's fun to go down there in these little stadiums because it's so family friendly and just hang out, as opposed to, it's baseball, the cathedral of baseball. Which has its own charm.
The Phillies team, the Threshers, play over in Clearwater, right on 19, and that stadium has local restaurants in it, local beers. So it's all like it's like, hey, it's really a really cool thing to do, and tickets and sometimes like $2 some nights.
Oh, nice.
So if you go on a $2 night, I think it's like $2 Tuesdays when the home team plays on a Tuesday. Everything's $2, so you get $2 beers, $2 hot dogs, $2 tickets. You can't beat that at all.
That sounds awesome. Like I would totally go out right after work and hang out for something like that. All right, but we could talk baseball all day. But I have a hot pick, and we got to get to that.
What is it?
Well, so in 1991, there was a little, TV miniseries that came out that,
Roots.
That Roots was the 80s. It was like 84, 85.
Didn't you say 81?
I said 91.
Oh, 91. Oh, sorry.
91.
I missed it.
It was a little theatrical thing about clowns and, how they live in I want to say Pacific Northwest, but it's the Northeast. And really this small town in I want to say Massachusetts called Derry, and it's one of those things people have talked about for the past 25 years or so, and have even forgotten that it was a TV miniseries and not an actual movie. Well, now it's within the last year. There was there was a remake of this miniseries, starring a whole new clown, based on this little document. Well, you can't call it a book a documentary, nonfiction book by this guy named Stephen. His last name was Stephen King, and tells the story of clowns in Derry again. And this is the first part, and it went on to HBO at the end of June. So I got to sit down and watch it finally, and it was highly entertaining. And I enjoy the old miniseries, but this one definitely brought a whole new spin to it. It was scary in whole different ways. And if you like horror movies, Stephen King's It has definitely been reborn in new and scary ways. It's very much in that Stranger Things vibe. Even has one of the kids from Stranger Things. So if you like horror, you like Stranger Things, you like scary clowns, I recommend the It.
I find it funny that people are afraid of clowns but like scary clowns.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what the thing is with clowns either that make them inherently scary.
Yeah.
Like you go to the circus, it's full of clowns. You're not scared.
Yes.
You see one on a dark alley in the middle of the night, you're scared shitless of a clown.
Yeah.
Was it last year where the news was reporting just clowns in some town in Florida, I want to say?
God, yes. I want to say that it wasn't Port Richey, but I know it was. These clowns will go around killing people. And then there was the election day tie-in to it of if they find out you're voting for Hillary, they're going to come to your house and kill you that night. And it's like, no, none of this is true. But people were losing their fucking minds. And everyone was like, no, I seen it. No, you didn't. You didn't see it.
No, it was like three guys who would just stand still at night or walk down the street, not doing anything, but they were dressed as clowns. And it freaked people out.
And meanwhile, we have live PD here 3 nights a week. You would think these clowns would have turned up by now.
Yeah, really.
But man, everyone lost their shit over those fucking clowns.
Oh, dude, it was a national story because I saw it on the news up here.
And then, this movie comes out and it's like, see? No, that's a movie.
It is. I mean, and if they really want to, Tim Curry did it in 1991. And he was
people
scared.
Don't know that. That was the 90s.
Oh, okay. The 90s weren't scary. They were just...
People don't even know that there was a fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Well, to be fair, it kind of bombed.
But Christy Swanson was so cute in her little outfit.
That's true. She was. I still love her.
I think that's not to be rude, but anything else that she did, I don't think she looked as good as that movie.
Oh, what? Not Top Gun. The Top Gun spoof. Hot Shots. Hot Shots.
The Hot Shots, yeah.
I thought she was
saying Airheads for some fucking reason.
Yeah. No, I knew she wasn't in Top Gun, but I was blanking on the name of the spoof of it. She was in Hot Shots as one of the pilots.
Yeah.
I thought she looked good in that. I'd have to remember what other movies she's in, but
we'll talk about that next week.
Yes, the au revoir of Christy Swanson.
Yes.
All right. So we've hit up a lot of shit this week.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, now we're plus show. You got to edit this shit.
I know. But how do you edit out so much goodness? That's the problem. It's too good.
Oh, we did not send the tweet out, so no one's listening.
That's fine. But it just gives them incentive to subscribe and listen. On the iTunes feed, on the Google Play feed. But if you want to hear more of that, we are on Google Play. We are on iTunes. We are on actually Google renamed their Google podcast thing, whatever it's called. We're on it. We're on TuneIn. We're on Stitcher. You look for us, you'll find us. Our website is geekodrome.co. You'll find us there. You can get up-to-date news, except for this morning, on Twitter at Geekodrome Pod. We're on Facebook at Geekodrome Podcast. I am John. I am on the Twitters at Just John. He is Stugots. He is at Don Stugots on Twitter. And he hosts the Eat Up Show regularly on the Facebook. Excuse me. On the Facebook.
Don't choke on that.
I'm just, my mouth started watering at what you guys cook on the Facebook. What have you cooked recently on the Eat Up Show that they can check out?
I made some Greek yogurt waffles that came out awesome.
Nice.
Today I'll be doing a test dish, which I might actually stream on Instagram Live. I don't know. It depends.
And that's also at Don Stugots?
Yes.
All right. So tune in for that. You might be seeing some good old-fashioned cooking.
Yep.
You won't see me cook on the internet because I use a slow cooker, and it'd be really fucking boring to watch. Camera on there for 8 hours.
And that's why I don't want to cook live because, all right, so the dish I'm going to try making today, it's like 20 minutes of prep, and then it has to be baked for 20 minutes. So it's 40 minutes, before you see what, comes out of the oven.
Oh, no. Well, when I got my slow cooker, my joke to you was, I'm going to start a cooking show now. It's going to be Facebook Live, and it's just going to be a shot of the slow cooker for 8 hours.
8 hours. That's it. I'll be back.
And I have an Instant Pot with a metal lid, so you can't even watch the food
You
cook.
can't even see it.
It's just staring at the Instant Pot. You laughed at that one at the time. So I felt proud. So tune in for that. He will be cooking some good old-fashioned foods. You might be catching it live on the Instagrams. You're definitely catching it on the Facebooks. Until next week, It has been... Oh, sorry. Did you want to add something?
No, I was just about to wind up for the sign-off. That's all I was doing.
Oh, in that case, allow me to say it's been too sweet.